What's on your highlight reel? Hey, it's Anthony Iannarino of thesalesblog.com, youtube.com/Iannarino, and author of The Only Sales Guide You'll Ever Need. And this is a GoPro Hero 5 session. It's a little camera, $299. You can get a little stand for it like this. It'll sit on your desk or anywhere else you want. And this made me think about an email conversation I had with Lori, who's a reader of the newsletter, who sent me a personal note that I can't share here. But part of that note included a story about Tom Brady and the Super Bowl. And I loved the story, but it made me think about Tom Brady and what the highlight reel from that Super Bowl game looks like. He's down by, I forget how many points, 19 points, 25 points, and he turns the game around and comes back to tie it up and go into overtime and win. And he's a master and a commander on the field, and he probably is the greatest of all time. There will be people who will argue with me because I said that here, and I look forward to your comments. But it made me think about each of us has our own highlight reel, right? You have a highlight reel from last week, and if this camera was pointed at you and it was watching you from the time you got up in the morning until the time you went to bed, there'd be a record of what you accomplished that week. And that week would have some highlights, and probably if it was like mine, like most people's, you'd have some lowlights too. And here's the thing, we get to play the game every day. We get to decide what we're going to do with our time. We get to decide what we're going to do with our energy. We get to decide what to do with the scarcest of resources that we have, and that is our time and our energy. And sometimes we make brilliant choices on what to do with that, and other times you would be horrified to have a camera pointed at you because you weren't doing what's aligned with your greatest values and your greatest outcomes. And this week I wrote the Sunday newsletter about this idea of having a highlight reel, and I went through an inventory. How did I do last week? And I had a lot of meetings. Some people emailed me back after getting the newsletter and said, that's a lot of meetings. It was about 36 meetings this week. I had 5 new opportunities show up, and one of them is an iffy one, but the other 4 look pretty good. And I got a lot of work done in all of my businesses, and I got a lot of work done on this brand that I try to build on the internet and communicate ideas of value to people. I got a whole new structure built, a whole new workflow. I got a ton of things done, and it felt really good. But I had some things where a different conversation was needed and I didn't have that conversation. And I left some things undecided that needed to be decided, and now I'm going to have to make those decisions this week. And a lot of times I would have been very happy to have a camera pointed at me like this, and other times I'm glad that there wasn't a camera there. And so I'm challenging you here to think about what's going to be on your highlight reel this week. What are you going to do that's going to be aligned with your greatest values and your most important initiatives? How are you going to move forward your goals? Because we have a limited amount of time. It's our only finite, non-renewable resource. And once you spend time, you can't invest it somewhere else. So what's going to be on your highlight reel? What are you going to get done this week that you're going to be happy that you had a camera pointed at you? And if they were to play this film for other people, you would be pleased and proud to have done what you did with this little bit of time you have. And every week is a new highlight reel. So you get to start over tomorrow, and you get to start over week to week. That's the way this thing works. I'm Anthony Iannarino. This show is called Every Day because we do it every day. Do go out to thesalesblog.com and sign up for the newsletter. It's my best work. When you get there, you're going to get a welcome letter. Reply to that welcome letter, and I'll send you this blog post on your highlight reel. Do good work this week, and I'll see you here tomorrow because this is Every Day.